In this video, I will share with you 10 Unity tips. Let's start right away with the first tip. Did you know that you could record a video directly from the engine without using another software like OBS? Just follow the simple steps. Open the package manager and make sure you are in the Unity registry. Then search for the recorder package and install it. Once downloaded, go to Window, General, Recorder window. Now add a new recorder and select Movie. Select the destination folder for your video. I will put it in the asset folder, but feel free to select any other folder on your computer. Now that it is set up, we simply press Start Recording or the F10 shortcut to start the game and the recording. Alright, let's play a bit, then stop the game by pressing the F10 shortcut. Now, if you go to the video storage location, you can find your video. Pretty cool, right? Let's move on to tip number 2. If you use Unity regularly, you might know about prefab variants, but did you know that the same concept exists for materials? Let me show you. So we have two cubes that use this base material. Let's right click and go to Create, Material Variant. Let's call it Cube 1, change its color to red and assign it to the first cube. Alright, now let's make another variant by duplicating this material. Let's change its color to blue and assign it to the other cube. Now let's use the power of variants. Let's modify a few properties on the base material. For example, let's add a texture in the albedo and set the smoothness to 1. As you can see, it affects both objects. And they also keep their color, as that property is overridden in each variant. This is very useful. Alright, let's move on to tip number 3. You probably know that when you import a texture in your project, you can change a few parameters. Did you know that if the texture is a power of 2 resolution, you can easily reduce its memory size? Let me show you. This 2K texture is currently 2.7 megabytes. Now simply toggle Use Crunch Compression and click Apply. Now it's only 447 kilobytes. That is a huge gain in memory, and you don't lose that much quality. This tip is particularly useful for mobile and WebGL games. Alright, the next tip builds on top of this. When you import a new texture in your project, it is annoying to redo what we just did for the import settings. Instead, let's select the initial texture and click on the settings icon on the top right. Then, let's create a new preset and save it. Now, if I select a new texture and go to settings, I can select my custom preset. Then I just need to click on apply and that's it. You can make as many presets as you want for any kinds of assets, like sprite, texture, 3D models, or even animations. Alright. The next tip makes this process even more automated. Now that I have a custom import preset, I'll show you how you can make it apply by default. Go to Edit, Project Settings, Preset Manager, then add a default preset. Select the type of importer, in our case texture, and then assign it your custom preset. Now, every time I'll add a texture in the project, it will automatically have applied this preset. And that's not all. We can even do this for components. Let's create a simple Text Mesh Pro component. Let's change the default text, set auto size, and center align the content. Now, save this as a preset. We can then add it in the preset manager, the same way we did for the texture import preset. It's quite easy actually. Alright, let's try it. Let's delete our text and create a new one. As you can see, our settings is now applied by default to every Text Mesh Pro component. This is amazing. Let's move on to tip number 6. When you are working on a project, you change scene constantly. Well, did you know that you could open recent scenes by going to File, Open Recent Scene, and click on the scene you want? This is available since Unity 2021.2. Alright, tip number 7. Let's say you want to replace all these prefabs by another one. Simply select them in the scene hierarchy, right-click, go to Prefab, then Replace. Now search for the prefab you want and select it. That's it, nice and easy. Alright, next tip. In a scene, you don't always need a camera. For example, if you work on UI. However, if you delete it, there is this annoying message that appears in the game view. To disable it, go to the game view and click on the 3 dots. Then disable Warn if no camera rendering. And poof, it's gone, just like that. Next is tip number 9. Sometimes it happens that you have an object selected, but then you click on another folder and you lose it in the project view. To quickly go back to this object location, just press the F key. it will locate the asset in your project view. This is one of my most used shortcuts. Let's move on to the last tip. When you make a game, it can happen that you want to have elements in the editor, but not have them in the build. For example, this debug text. Select this object and assign it the EditorOnly tag. Now let's make a build. This tag will make sure to disable it in the build automatically. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful. If you want more tips, check out my channel and don't forget to like and subscribe.